Welcome, friends. Welcome to week 3 of Resilient. This is just a little reflection of mine. It helps me to process what I'm reading. And, so many times people like to think, especially around the first of the year, that they want to read through the Bible or read through a certain number of books by the end of the year. And I've always kind of been repulsed by that notion and kind of shocked away from that type of thinking, because I'm more concerned with not how much of the Bible I can read, but how much the Bible reads me. And so I like to go slow. I like to be methodical. I like to be contemplative about what I'm reading and what the Lord is teaching me. And so these little videos help me process out loud. So if they're serving you well, then I'm thankful for that. If they're not, then I guess you can turn it off and go about your day. But glad to have you here. Glad to have you week 3. Man, what an experience week 3 has been. Right from the gate, the core passage, if you're reading along in the book, the core passage is in, of course, where'd my page go? There it is. Matthew 26. I'm going to read this and kind of set the scene for just a couple of reflections that I had this week. This is Matthew 26, 69 through 74. Now Peter was setting out in the courtyard, and a servant girl came to him. "You also were with Jesus of Galilee," she said. But he denied it before them all. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said. Then he went out to the gateway, where another servant girl saw him and said to the people there, "This fellow was with Jesus of Nazareth." He denied it again with an oath. "I don't know the man." After a little while, those standing there went up to Peter and said, "Surely you are one of them. Your accent gives you away." Then he began to call down curses, and he swore to them, "I don't know the man." Immediately a rooster crowed. I tell you, being exposed, being found out, I don't know of a worse feeling out there between you and the Lord. When the Lord has been good to you, when you have seen the Lord's provision in your life, and then in a moment, we take a few steps back in our walk with Jesus because of whatever. And so, this week focusing in on wholeheartedness, and John gives several examples of pre-COVID and post-COVID and driving and things like that. But the wholeheartedness motif is something that really, really stuck with me. And I don't know about you, but as you walked through the discussion questions and maybe prepared for your group, or if you haven't yet, when you do that, there's something about being exposed and fracturing the relationship you have with the Lord that doesn't sit well. You feel actually that you're wandering in the wilderness. I mean, I'll just speak for myself, but it feels much like I'm wandering in the wilderness, and that there's no hope. I don't know which direction to go. There is no yellow brick road back to the Lord. It's more thistles and mangrove, right? Just tight spaces and sounds and creatures that I'm not sure where they are or what they are. And my imagination takes over. So this is all kind of happening internally, right? Maybe you can relate with that. And that's just a hard space to be. And so I love that John is calling out in this chapter that, yes, we need to acknowledge that we have been in the past half-hearted or a fractured heart. But to find true resilience in the Lord, we are to be wholehearted. So that got me thinking of a couple questions as I was reading through this, and I'll just pose them to you. First question is, what wilderness inside of you has God not yet entered? What wilderness inside of you has God not yet entered? Why might that be? These unconverted places in us, these accessible places in us. We've kind of put the door up and said, I'm not going to allow this place to be redeemed. I'm not going to allow this place to be accessed by the Spirit of God. And because of that, I'm going to pay the penalty of the yuck that's in there getting out. The odious nature of what's inside of that unconverted place spills out into me and through my thoughts and through my behaviors and through my mouth. And the second question that I thought of in this week is, what river did you cross? Knowingly or not, what river did you cross, knowingly or not, that you cannot now uncross? And how is the Lord different on this side? So maybe you were going through a period in your life where you had a relationship that didn't work out, or you had something happen in your work and you had to change careers, or maybe you were just moving right along in your parenting and your kid took a hard left turn in life choices and you find yourself saying, there's no going back. There is no going back. How do I move on from here? So what's that river that you've crossed, whether you knew it or not, or whether you wanted it or not, whether you chose it or not? And how is God different on this side? So for me, that question is just sitting right here in the forefront of my mind of, hey, there are some rivers that I have crossed, and I'm still in this wilderness area. I'm wanting to invite Jesus to walk with me, but I keep, slipping away at night. We have a great moment around the fire, just to continue that metaphor. Great moment around the fire. Wake up the next morning and I slip out. I go away because I'm scared if we continue talking, then I will be exposed. And that fig leaf thing that Adam used to hide his nakedness, that shame that he was experiencing, that he thought he could cover up, it's about to be exposed so that Jesus can come in and do his healing work. And I can then be on my way to being wholehearted towards him, and I slip away. What is that for you?